Please and welcome to the final math lesson of the week, our final lesson looking at elapsed time. Thank you so much for all of the hard work that you've been putting in this week. I know it's not easy, but I respect you guys a lot for sending the work in. I can see you really trying hard, and I love that mentality. Let's keep up the great work. Okay, so let's start our final lesson. So minimize me. Put me across here, I think. Oh, there we go. Right, so today's date is the 5th of June 2020. It is a Friday, and the LI is to calculate elapsed time. You will need a pencil, a ruler, and a paper, which is pretty much what you normally need for most math lessons. So you have that all in front of you. You're ready to start. Right, so what is the elapsed time between these two clocks? Okay, what's the elapsed time between these clocks? And explain how you worked it out. So pause the video and tell me, what is the elapsed time between these two times? Okay, so as you know, we have said that when you're working out elapsed time, to take the nearest hour first. So currently the time here is 2:35, and the end time here is 3:50. Okay, so take the nearest hour. So if the minute hand went here, it'd be 3 o'clock. The time that would have elapsed is 35 minutes. So I'm going to write that down somewhere. It would be 35 minutes. And then that would be 3 o'clock. And then another 50 minutes takes to 10 to 4. So the clock goes around there, plus 50 minutes. And the time that would have elapsed would have been 1 hour and 25 minutes. And 25 minutes. Or some of you may have written down, just added the minutes together and said the time that's elapsed is 85 minutes. But technically, 85 minutes is 1 hour, 25 minutes. So good and well done for those of you who got that right. Okay, our key vocabulary is hours, minutes, elapsed, past, time taken, and interval. It's remained the same all week. So I'm hoping that you're now feeling quite confident in knowing what those things mean and how we can use it when it comes to time. And of course, elapsed time means the time taken from the beginning of an event to the end of an event, and that is called elapsed time. Excellent. So let's look at this timetable below. It's generally a timetable for a school. What do you notice and how can you use the information on it? So have a quick look at it and see where you think it comes from. So you can see, okay, that these are times of school. So you have soft start assembly, maths, playtime, SPAD, which is spelling, punctuation and grammar, English lunchtime, guided reading, music, and then home time. Now, so each part of the day has a beginning and an end time. So you can see up here you have the morning session, there's lunchtime, and the afternoon session, and you have times 8:30 to 8:55 is soft start, 8:55 to 9:30 is assembly, 9:30 to 10:30 is maths, and so on and so forth. So each part of the day has a beginning and an end. The clock shows the beginning and the end time of the first activity, which is a soft start. So let's look at the start time and the end time of the soft start. If I can bring my screen down. So here are my two clocks. Oh, sorry, I've gone too far. So, right, I've got them in place finally. The soft start starts at 8:30 and then it finishes at meant to be 8:55. Okay, so how would you show the elapsed time using a number line? So I want you to put the two times up for you here. The start time is 8 9:30 and the end time is 8:55, how would you use a number line to show the elapsed time? Pause the video and have a go. So here is my example. So it starts at 8:30. I put in a 15-minute jump to 8:45 and then add another 10 minutes to 8:55. So I could work out the elapsed time is. So the elapsed time would be 15 minutes here plus 10 equal 25 minutes. So I know that 25 minutes have elapsed. There could be other possibilities. Okay, you could jump in 8:30, 10 minutes to 8:40, 10 minutes to 8:50, and then 5 minutes, and work out that way. Everyone has different options of how they would work it out. So let's go on to our next example. So assembly, as you can see, starts at 5 to 9, 8:55, and finishes at 9:30. Now, how could you draw your number line to represent the elapsed time? And what equation could you write? And which equation will you write for yours? So using these two times, I want you to draw a number line to show a time that has elapsed. And remember, you don't have to do jumps 15 minutes, you can do jumps of whatever makes it easier for you. So off you go. I would personally draw a number line. You draw it here, very small one. I would do a jump of, I think, 5 minutes to 9 o'clock. Okay, so the first jump would be 5 minutes. And my second jump, I think, would be 30 minutes because it's half an hour. My second jump would be 30 minutes. So the start time would be 8:55. I'll write it in and show you. Sorry, this would be 8:55. This time here, after 5 minutes, would be 9 o'clock. And the end time would be 9:30. And then adding together the elapsed time would be 5 plus 30. So the time that would have elapsed would be 35 minutes. You may have chosen a different rate. You might have added 5 minutes, then 15 and 15. That's fine. You might have added 10, 15, 20, and then 5. 30 and then 5, and that's also fine because it all depends on whatever our brains find easier. So the jumps are as manageable as they are for you personally. Good job, guys. And now playtime. In this example, break starts at 10:30 and finishes at 10:45. Using number line, pause the video and write down how much time has elapsed. Off you go. So on your number line, you may have simply said, actually, just one jump 15 minutes. I can work that out, that's fine. That's also fine. Some of you might have done jumped in 5. So from here, 5, 10, 15, that is also fine. But the elapsed time at break time is 15 minutes. Good job. So guided reading. How would you represent the elapsed time here on a number line? So it starts at 1:15 and it finishes at 2 o'clock. How do you represent the elapsed time on a number line? Off you go. I'm just going to move myself a bit higher. Right, that's better. So for me personally, I think the easiest way of doing it would be to do 3 jumps of 15. And we know from our lessons this week that 3 times 15 is 45. So I would do from 1:15, a 15-minute jump to 1:30, a 15-minute jump to 1:45, and a final 15-minute jump to 2 o'clock. So that would be 45 minutes. You, as I have always said, you might have a different way of doing it, and that's absolutely fine, as long as you get the right answer, which is 45 minutes. Good job. Danny is back to challenge us again. So Danny the dog says, it doesn't matter what size you use what size intervals you use on a number line to show elapsed time. And if you've been concentrating this lesson, you'll know what the answer to that question is. Do you agree with Danny? Give reasons for your answer. So pause the video. Let me know whether you agree with Danny or you disagree with him. Now, my personal view on this is that it does not matter what size intervals you use on a number to show elapsed time. Obviously, the bigger intervals you use, the less jumps you have to do. However, you can do little jumps as long as you're able to add them all up. Okay, and you'll get the same answer whether you're little jumps or whether they're bigger jumps. So really, ultimately, it does not matter the size of the intervals that you use on number line. Good. Okay, the time has come now for you to complete your tasks. Please take a picture of your work and send it to us at year3@grange.harrow.sch.uk, and your task will be found on the Grange website on the online learning tab under Year 3 Maths, and your task will be entitled Maths 05/06/2020. You click on that tab, you'll come across this. So task 1, as you can see, you have the title that we've been looking at today in our main lesson. And what it's asking you to do is write down the elapsed time. So it's asking you basically to write down how long is soft start, how long is assembly, how long is maths, how long is playtime, and so on and so forth. And asking you to draw number lines in your books to represent the elapsed time for different parts of the day, beginning with soft start. So not only are you calculating the elapsed time, you're drawing a number line to represent each one. That's quite a long task. I appreciate that. And task 2 is asking you asking questions on the timetable. How much time has elapsed from the beginning to the end of the day? So asking you to really look at a timetable and asking you questions which require you to calculate elapsed times. So there's only task 1 and task 2 today. Because I know how hard you've been working, and task 1 will probably take you quite a long time, especially if you're drawing number lines for each and every subject. So just have task 1, task 2. I'm sure you're going to do an amazing job. So I'm going to go back to the smartboard now. And I have a challenge for you if you still have a hunger for more work on elapsed time. Here's your challenge, true or false. By looking at this timetable, I don't know why I moved myself there, sorry. The elapsed time in the afternoon is less than or shorter than the elapsed time in the morning. The elapsed time in the afternoon is less than the elapsed time in the morning. True or false? And that is your challenge. That is the end of our work on elapsed time. Thank you so much for trying your hardest. You guys have been brilliant with your work this week. And it's really hard to get your brain going, especially when you had a week off, but you guys have been absolutely awesome. Have a fantastic weekend. Relax, chill, just enjoy. And now we're allowed to maybe meet some friends and family outside in public or in our gardens. So make the most of it and have a great time. And I will see you on Monday with some more maths. Take care. Bye bye.